The German invasion of the Soviet Union, known as Operation Barbarossa, depleted a vast amount of resources, including human lives. Despite the vast expanse of the Soviet Union, and its population several times larger than that of Germany, the Soviets were overwhelmed by this catastrophe. The contribution of 800,000 women personnel in the Soviet armed forces during the war was significant for the Allied victory. This time, we will delve into the stories of 5 remarkable women who were involved on the front lines of the battlefield. Lyudmila Pavlov, also known as Lilia, was a fighter pilot in the Soviet Air Force during World War II. Lydia was born on August 18, 1921, in Moscow. From a young age, Lydia developed an interest in aviation. At the age of 14, she joined a flying club and achieved her first solo flight at the age of 15. After Germany's invasion of the Soviet Union in June 1941, Lydia attempted to join the military aviation unit, but was initially rejected due to her lack of experience. To overcome this obstacle, she intentionally accumulated 100 additional flight hours, and eventually joined the 586th Fighter Aviation Regiment of the Air Defense Forces. During her time with the 586th, Lydia trained on the Yak-1 aircraft. Lydia's first combat flight took place in the summer of 1942, over the Saratov region. She was later assigned to the 437th Fighter Aviation Regiment to defend Stalingrad against the German forces. On her first combat mission on September 13, Lydia scored 2 kills, and becoming the first female pilot to shoot down enemy aircraft. Lydia received significant recognition when she successfully shot down Knight's Cross holder, Hans Fuss. She downed Hans's G-2 aircraft as he was returning to base due to fuel shortage. As a result of the attack, Hans lost one of his legs, which had to be amputated, and he passed away on November 10, 1942. Lydia was promoted to flight commander of the 3rd Aviation Squadron in the 73rd Guard Fighter Aviation Regiment on June 13, 1943. This beautiful lady was severely injured on July 16, 1942, when 6 Yak planes encountered 30 Ju-88 bombers, which at the time were being escorted by 6 escort planes. She shot down 1 bomber, but her fighter was hit, forcing her to perform a belly landing. Lydia's disappearance occurred in 1943, during the Battle of Kursk, when a pair of Bf-109 planes attacked her while she was attacking a formation of German bomber planes. Lydia fell in combat at the age of 21, and authorities suspected that she was captured by the enemy. After World War II, President Mikhail Gorbachev awarded her the title of Hero of the Soviet Union for her bravery. In June 1941, when approximately 3 million German soldiers invaded the Soviet Union in Operation Barbarossa, Zoya, who was still a high school student at the time, decided to volunteer. In October 1941, she was placed in the 9903 Partisan Unit, which was the most secretive intelligence and sabotage school in the Red Army. A crucial sabotage mission in the village of Petrova marked the end of Zoya's journey in the Soviet Partisan Unit during World War II. On the night of November 27th to 28th, her group was tasked with burning down a German radio intelligence post located in the houses of the Petrova village. During the operation, Zoya successfully destroyed 2 houses and 1 enemy vehicle with Molotov cocktails. Unfortunately, this brave woman was captured by villagers who collaborated with the Germans. After being captured and handed over to the German military, Zoya was stripped, beaten, interrogated, and subjected to 200 lashes. However, because she refused to provide any information, the following day, Zoya was executed by hanging on November 29th. Zoya's body was then labeled with the word house burner. Her lifeless body hung for over a month, before being buried in January 1942. Nina Petrova was a Soviet sniper during the Winter War and World War II. This remarkable woman was born in 1893 in the village of Lomonosov in the Russian Empire. When the Germans invaded the Soviet Union, Petrova was 48 years old, which meant she was not required to serve in the army. However, Petrova volunteered to join the 4th Division of the People's Militia before joining the Medical Battalion. In November 1941, she was transferred to fight as a sniper in the 1st Infantry Battalion of the 284th Infantry Regiment of the 86th Tartu Rifle Division. In addition to engaging in direct combat near Leningrad, during his 4-year career with the Red Army, Petrova managed to train 500 snipers, and she is credited with 122 assassinations. One of Petrova's remarkable stories may have occurred in February 1945, when she was on the Second Belarusian Front, participating in the Battle of Elbing. During that battle, she managed to kill 32 German soldiers. Before retiring as a Soviet sniper, Petrova had written a letter to her daughter, expressing her plans to return home and play with her grandchildren. However, those plans were shattered when a mortar attack on May 1, 1945, caused her to fall from a cliff. On June 29, 1945, Nina Petrova posthumously received the Order of Glory I, making her one of the 4 women awarded this honor. Lyudmila Pavlov was born in 1916 in Biela Tserkva, in southern Kiev. At the age of 14, she enrolled in a sharpshooter class, where she received the Voroshilov Sharpshooter Badge, a type of civilian marksmanship award, and a sharpshooter certificate. When the Wehrmacht began its invasion of the Soviet Union, Pavlichenko was 24 years old, and in her 4th year of college. Upon hearing of the German invasion, she immediately enlisted at the Odessa recruiting office as a sniper. Pavlichenko was assigned to the 25th Rifle Division of the Red Army, and became one of the 2,000 Soviet women snipers in service. Over approximately a year of direct combat, Pavlichenko recorded 309 confirmed kills. Unfortunately, during the Battle of Sevastopol, she was wounded by mortar shrapnel in her face. When she was withdrawn from the front lines, her reputation as a sniper earned her the nickname Lady Death. Because she was so well known to the German army, Pavlichenko was offered to become a German officer, before being threatened with death. In late 1942, the Soviet government gave her the opportunity to travel to America, to seek support for the Second Front in Europe. Despite its efforts to enlist the help of Allied countries in the West, the Soviet Union had to be patient for 2 years, before the Allies finally launched Operation Overlord, in the invasion of Normandy. Upon her return to the Soviet Union, Pavlichenko was promoted to the rank of Major, and awarded the title of Hero of the Soviet Union, and the Order of Lenin twice. She passed away on October 10, 1972, from stroke, after suffering from PTSD and depression for many years. Alexandra Sosenko, born in 1922 in a city called Chita, was a Soviet T-34 tank commander and a liaison officer during World War II. Sosenko was the only female tank officer in the 1st Guards Tank Army of the Soviet Union. There is little information available about Sosenko's life before the war, but the most significant part of her story unfolded during the Battle of Kursk. The Battle of Kursk was the largest tank battle in history, involving approximately 6,000 tanks and 2 million troops. During this battle, her commanding officer was killed, and she took the initiative to assume command of the battalion and lead an attack against 3 Tiger I tanks from the 3rd SS Panzer Division. Due to her heroic actions during the battle, Sosenko was awarded the Order of the Red Star. Explanations regarding Sosenko's death are somewhat contradictory. One source suggests that she perished in the Battle of Berlin, while another source states that she was accidentally run over by a Soviet tank in the darkness.